Robbie, before we get started, what do you want people to do?
Please subscribe to our channel and like this video.
Turn on that bell that gets you to get like alerts anytime we do a video like this, because this one's gonna be a big one.
It's one of the biggest of the year for us, always. The Nike Pegasus 39. Oh, did I miss a word in there?
Oh, you did.
Air
zoom.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Everyone knows it as the Pegasus.
Yeah, or the Peg.
Peg.
Peg 39. It doesn't sound like an exciting shoe, but I always get excited for the Pegasus. It's a daily trainer. It's not like their Vaporfly or the Alpha Fly or some of the things that get you all excited. It's a daily trainer, but I just love this shoe.
Well, it's a legendary shoe. It's, like we said, 39th version. I mean, that's almost 4 decades. It's a little math for you.
Robbie, you just left 39 in the dust.
I did. It's basically like, yeah, almost as old as me.
Yeah.
Almost old as the tail of time.
You could have put these on Robbie when he was a year old, and it would be.
Dad, look at me, Peggies. Is that how babies talk?
That's how you talk. So it's a daily trainer. It's one that always seems to, like, I think why I have an affection for it is it never really lets me down. It's had like issues here and there, but for the most part, I'm always happy to put a Pegasus on my foot and go do some miles.
Yeah, I think that's a good description. Even when the peg misses, it doesn't miss that far off.
Yeah.
You can still run in it. But I gotta say, pretty pleased with this version.
Not just pleased with this version, I think this version takes the Pegasus into another level, like into a more modern version of the daily trainer.
Yeah, and I think that there is a little bit of a struggle with that maybe in the last couple versions. I still like the 38 a lot. I don't know.
I just found personality was hard to fit. Is it like, that was weird.
Dog there.
Yeah.
Doggy.
The Pegasus before this sort of felt a little bit on the heavier side. This one actually loses an ounce. We'll get into it. It just was kind of like in this space where it wasn't like as much a do-it-all shoe. Like I would keep it more towards the daily trainer, and I wouldn't use it maybe for the faster days.
Yeah, the 38 was weird because the Air Zoom bag and the forefoot did have a great pop off of it, as long as it didn't pop, which has happened. It was also, like you said, it wasn't really like you could pick up the pace in it. It just felt really good when you had a toe spring off of it.
I would say that they brought this shoe in to be more of a contender to some of the middleweight, lighter shoes that can cross that tempo barrier. I think now you could compare this to stuff like the Hoka Ring Cone, or maybe even the Hoka Mach.
Yeah.
It's lighter, it feels a little more responsive on the foot. It's one of those shoes that I like because it stays out of the way of your running.
Yeah, all right, so let's get into it. What do we got here going with the upper? So this upper is more, I would say, more breathable, has this new mesh system that they got going on where it's almost basically translucent. What do you think about the tongue, Thomas? Because I think that was an issue some people had even with last year's version.
What I like what they've done with the tongue here is they incorporated it into the second layer on the upper here. So it actually becomes sort of like a sock, like a mule almost. Like, you know, when you have those clogs or whatever, kind of goes over the front and it attaches to the tongue. The tongue has just the right amount of padding to protect your foot over the arch. Robbie, they brought back something that they kind of went away from, and now it's back in full force. It's the fly wire.
Fly, eagle, fly. That's still the first thing that came into my mind. Yeah, you look majestic when you do that.
Is it because I'm almost bald? No. Yeah. It's a pretty narrow shoe. I kind of love that about it. Looking down the shoe, it looks like a running shoe to me. It has that stealthy, fast look, which I like.
Yeah, lockdown is great. Everything about
no
it.
heel lift. This heel counter is great.
Yeah, this is a tried and true Nike, classic Nike fit.
Yeah, but I even feel like before, even in the last couple of Pegasus, people were complaining maybe there's a little bit of heel lift in some of the shoes. This one, they've added a ton of padding in the heel counter, so it really does stay in there well. You can see that they've kind of played down a little bit of that elfier coming off the back.
Yeah.
The pointiness that was on the back of the shoe before gets a chop. And we get into this React foam midsole.
Yeah, if you've watched this channel before, you know we love React. It's been around now for what, 4 or 5 years?
Psh, longer than that. How you've been working here almost like.
Honestly, I think it is only like, it's not longer than 5 years. I know that because I've only been running for like.
Okay, so maybe
like
5 years
7
old.
It's still a solid cushioning system. I mean, it's super comfortable in shoes like the Nike Peg Trail, which is one of the most comfortable shoes.
Or the
we've
Nike
worn.
Peg Trail.
Peg Trail 4. Review coming soon. Stay tuned.
Reason I feel it works is it's stable enough and soft enough so that when you land, you kind of get a nice ground feel, but it's not harsh.
Yeah.
I was a little worried that there wasn't much under the forefoot here. It's got a 10 millimeter drop. We're not exactly sure what the exact stack is. We didn't get the stats. I thought it was gonna be a little thin there, but that's where you have the airbag under the palm of your foot.
Yeah, now speaking of the airbag, or the air zoom unit, in last year's version, that was part of their huge marketing thing was like, oh, it's tuned to like 15 PSI, 20 PSI for women.
Well, it's different for women, for men.
Yeah, and I really felt that in last year's version. I gotta say, I'm not sure what they changed up. I think it was like maybe the shape of the airbag or the PSI. I don't feel that same pop that I feel.
But you still
in last
feel
year's
some
version.
comfort.
Yeah, no, I think the comfort is better than last year's version. In fact, I think the React in some ways is softer and yeah, more comfortable overall.
And the whole shoe is a lot more flexible, I feel like, than the predecessor. It just seems to roll with my foot, which this has, like, I don't want to say a natural feel to it because it still has plenty of cushion underneath of it. But when you land and you rolled off this shoe, I mean, you could just feel like your foot was working.
Yeah, and I forgot to say there is an air zoom unit in the heel this year, which there wasn't last year.
The shoe overall, the cushioning, the React, I feel like it's really dialed in. If anything, I would say I could use maybe another millimeter or so of React foam underneath the toes, but I'm not even sure. Like, I'd want to try it and see if it made a difference. We complain about traction on the trail shoes, but man, this shoe has plenty of traction on the road.
For all of Nike's failures on the trail side, they really know how to make a good outsole on a road shoe, especially for the Peg.
Yeah, and they switched up the pattern here. You can see there's like little diamonds, and you could really feel it when you're gripping on to the road. I felt like this has fun toe off, good traction, it's smooth.
Pretty much any condition, this is going to work well. I think we always say it, but this could almost default as a trail shoe as well if you needed it to.
There's new flex screws, right?
There are, I believe it's there's like one new, yeah, the flex screw pattern is different. Also, you're just gonna get a lot of miles out of this shoe. I mean, this rubber is gonna last for a long time. We're gonna easily take it to 400 miles or whatever. So.
And the React holds up really well.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the more long-lasting foams out there. So.
I still feel at $130, the new price, it used to be $120. This is still a pretty good deal.
Yeah, for all you're getting in this shoe, for how long it'll last you, and the versatility in it. Like I said, I did do, I didn't say that, but during one of my workouts or runs, I did like a marathon pace for a couple miles, and it picked up to, faster pace. It's not a speed shoe,
Yeah, you'd rather have a speed shoe on.
But you can do it. Yeah, I think for the versatility and everything else, it's still one of the best buys out there, and I think it's better than last year's version. So maybe if
I agree.
Last year's version didn't work for you, or you want to try the Pegasus again, I mean, I feel like it's one of the better ones in recent memory.
I think this is definitely, and we've given pretty good marks to the previous ones. It's going to be a top 3 daily trainer, but if you have narrow feet and you just like a nice smooth daily trainer, I really enjoyed running this, and I didn't even love the colorway that we got.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see some of the other colors.
I think that's the only thing I have against the shoe is I actually don't even like the design of it, I have to say. I'm sorry. I feel like Nike's road segment has been struggling with design. Whether
Really?
It's the Vomero, the Pegasus. I don't like it.
I thought that, but I think stuff like the Zoom, the stuff that we've seen coming out soon, the Zoom Fly 5, I think it is, and
that actually looks pretty cool.
Right.
I feel the same way about the Invincible too, so I don't know,
Yeah.
just me.
All right.
But Thomas, would you give it away now?
I would, because I poured my blood sugar sex magic into the shoe.
All right.
Dude, I'm gonna have to go totally green. How about you?
Turn it green. I'm the same. I'm all in on this green. I think this is gonna end up being one of the top jelly trainers of the year. Just being a solid workhorse.
Yeah,
basically.
this makes me think that we should change. In the past, we've had like the number one. I think we might have to give the top 3 this year when we do our best of. There's so many good ones, and there's little nuances that make one better for you than another. So we'll check it out. Again, Nike Pegasus 39 if you want to get technical. Nike Air Zoom Pegasus 39.
And if you want to pick it up, you can do that in the description. Don't forget to like our other stuff, our Instagram, listen to our podcast. We do a lot of ridiculous stuff on there. You can even watch the intro.
It's called The Drop.
Yeah, The Drop weekly podcast. You can watch it on YouTube. And anything else?
Yeah, join the Strava group because that's fun.
Yeah, and last thing, we do have some spots left for our summer event, Summer Grit. That's happening in July. It will sell out, so awesome swag. Awesome
Yeah, we're
prizes.
70% sold out now, and you want to get in.
Yeah.
It's fun. There's some good Believe in the Run swag. There's prizing from ASICs. We got a bunch of stuff going on.
Cool. All right. Thanks for watching.
So,
So what are we giving this?
yeah, thanks, Brandon.
Jackass. So what are we giving this?